everyone. Welcome back to my channel and my craft table. If you're new here, my name is Jen and I'm really glad to meet you. So in today's video, I am so excited to share with you an experiment that I tried this week that came out fantastic. What we're going to be doing today is we're going to be coloring on an infusible ink sheet, and then I want to use that to press on a sublimation mug. So before we get into how I do this little experiment right here, let's talk about the materials that I'm going to be using. So I have the Infusible Ink Sheet, the Cricut Joy Extra Matte. You can use the blue one, you could use the green one, sublimation mug, lint-free cloth, lint roller, cup cradle, scissors, tweezers, heat-resistant tape, butcher paper, and then of course my Cricut mug press is off here to the side. Now the surprise element to this little experiment are the Cricut Infusible Ink pens. And I'm going to show you how I did everything so far, and then we're going to test it out together on the mug. Let's talk about how the experiment came about. I wanted to make a mug using Black Botanical Infusible Ink Sheet. In fact, this is the one that my daughter picked out for me to try. So I wanted to do this, but I wanted it to have something extra, and I didn't really know what I wanted it to do. I cut it out on my Cricut Joy Extra. You can do this with any of the Cricut machines, and you'll see here in a minute, in here is my monogram. So I'll be pulling out the pieces from my monogram, and then I don't know what made me think about it, but I thought, you know, it sure would be nice if I could add a little bit of color. And then I had the bright idea to try some infusible ink pens. I didn't know if they would work on the infusible ink sheet. I did a little test. When I have infusible ink sheets, I use the polyester t-shirt material that they include, and I make myself little swatches of whatever came in that box. And these just sit on my pegboard. I happen to have two left over, and so I grabbed one and I wrote down all of the names of the markers using the marker. I wrote them down on some just regular copy paper, nothing special. I placed them down on this little swatch here. Now I did make sure that I had plenty of layers of butcher paper underneath and on top. You know, I pressed it correctly using the Easy Press Mini. This is the result that I got. You can giggle, it's okay. My words are all backwards. They're correct on my paper. And then when I flipped it over like this, it came out like that. I know what word it is, but I'm more interested in the color. Like, what did the color do when I pressed it? And this is what I wanted to use to swatch out what I was going to do. So my next test, this was essentially the essence of the experiment. I took the extra piece once I cut it out on my Cricut Joy. I colored it with the markers that I wanted to use, and I pressed it. This is what I started with, and this is what I ended up with. My experiment worked. I can absolutely color on infusible ink sheets and then press them. And it came out so vibrant. I just can't believe that. And then on a lot of these, I just use like different colors on the same element. And so you've got a multi-tone effect here on a lot of these leaves. So this is what I want to do today on this mug. So I thought I would bring you along with that, and we're gonna take care of that here in just a second. But I thought maybe you might want to see if that experiment turns out. Okay, so the first thing I did is I used the mug design setup, and then I went in and I did a monogram. And so it's sitting right here and right here. So I have it on both sides. And I cut this out, and here it is. And just a little tip, but sometimes when I put my protective sheet down on my mat and I go to pull it up, it is really hard to get this sheet off. There's actually a right side and a wrong side to these protective sheets. If you have the correct side down on the mat, this will lift right up and it'll be nice and quiet. If you have it where the side that is supposed to be facing out, if you have that face down on your mat, it's going to be harder to remove it from your mat, and it's going to make a lot of noise. So I just thought I would share that little tip. To me, that's important in the crafting community, is to share these little tips that we get as we get them, and then take any any kind of sticker, or even, I would just take a sticker of some kind and just put it on the outside so you know the correct way to put it back on your mat. Let's go ahead and weed this out. Now, for those of you new to infusible ink, the way you weed it out is you kind of just bend it and roll it in your fingers. So you want to make sure that your hands are clean and dry and don't have oil and lotion and perfume and all that kind of stuff, okay? And you just kind of crack it, and then that allows you to pull off these little pieces here. So I'm going to pull off the ends. Let me bring this back in. So I have my initials. Okay, and these are mirrored, by the way, just so you know. So that's why they look a little weird. I'm gonna pull this side off. So there we go. We'll move all of these out of the way. So then the second part will be to color these images and see what happens. Hopefully the mug will come out the way I'm thinking. So I'm just gonna play some music. I'm gonna speed up this video really fast, and I'm just gonna go ahead and color. Okay, that was a lot of coloring. I would say if you're someone who doesn't like to color, leave it blank. Don't worry about the color. If you're someone who likes different colors, choose different ones. These are the ones I wanted to try based on what the results I got here. When I was coloring, I definitely tried to go in the direction in which I thought the petal or the leaf would be. The next thing for us to do is to actually get our mug ready and our mug press. So I'm going to bring in a couple of things here, and that'll give this time to dry just for a minute. So I'm bringing in my mug press, and I'm going to go ahead and turn it on, let that get hot while we're getting the mug prepped and ready. We're going to go ahead and get this cleaned up. All right, so what I like to do is put my hand inside the mug, and I like to go around the mug with a lint roller. And then I like to use my lint-free cloth and just go over it a little bit more, just to make sure that I've gotten everything off of this mug. Okay, and I'm gonna set that right there. Let's go ahead and zoom out a little bit. All right, well, with any luck, this is going to work. Next, I am going to take my infusible ink, just kind of bend it a little bit in, and then make sure that I have my J going in the right direction, because it would be really sad for it to be in the wrong direction. So when I flip it over, you can see my initials. So I need to make sure that that's at the top. Then I'm going to just set this along the bottom and just go around even as I possibly can. Okay, we'll get that on there on that side. And I need to grab my scissors because right here, just need to put a little relief cut right there and right there. And then I'm going to go around the mug, and I want to make sure that I'm keeping my infusible ink lined up nice and straight. We'll get this on here. All right, and I'm just looking around. I think on this side it's a little bit higher than it needs to be. It also could be the mug. Okay, that looks pretty good on that rim all the way around. I'm going to grab some heat-resistant tape. Hold that there. Now, for those of you that have been around here for a hot minute, you know that I am an over-adheser. especially when it comes to my mugs. So I am going to place this here, get that on there, leaving it off the edge just a little bit. And then I'm going to go around the perimeter of the bottom of the cup and get this completely enclosed. And I'm going to do the same thing along the top as well. I think the rim of this mug is kind of beveled a little bit. So I'm going to make sure that this stays nice and tight against that beveled edge. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same thing along the top, nice and tight all the way around, so we can make sure it stays flush against the surface of the mug and that we trap in all of those sublimation gases. I would never mass produce anything like this. This would definitely be a special thing, a special gift, but I wanted to try this out for myself and see, make it a little mug for me. Okay, I think this is good. Okay, next I'm going to grab some butcher paper. I'm going to get this trimmed down, just needed to go around the mug. This is just an extra precaution in case it were to ever bleed out. I want to try and make sure it doesn't get on the mug press on the inside. I also think it helps with pressure also. Okay, that is ready to go. So now I'm going to bring in the mug press and we're going to take this mug. Full disclosure, I have never put one of these in here, so I am desperately hoping that this works. I'm actually also not going to put it all the way down at the bottom where that silver plate is. I'm holding it up a little bit and there we go. I'm going to let that cook a little bit and then we will take it out and let it cool. Okay, so this is beeping at us, so this tells us that it is done. This handle is a little hotter than the normal ceramic mugs, so I'm going to use this right in here, some heat-resistant gloves. So I'm going to pull this up, and this mug, it didn't crack or anything, so that's good. It's a little bit steamy, but basically I made sure that this bottom piece did not touch that bottom plate just because I didn't know what would happen. I just kind of hovered it above, but I made sure that the rest of the press was fully in there. Look at how vibrant those colors already are. I haven't even taken this off yet. So what I'm going to do is leave this on my glass mat and I'm going to let this cool completely. Like, I am not going to touch this until it is completely cool. So while that's happening, I'm going to do a craft room cleanup and then I will see you soon. This, I believe, is done. It is absolutely 100% cool. It's been a while. I've cleaned my craft room and I've picked out some stuff for a card project. So let's go ahead and reveal. Hopefully this worked out, and I'm really praying that this worked out. One thing I will say is that on the inside, these colors became really, really vibrant. It's not on the inside of the mug. The mug is frosted, so it's see-through. Just the heating process really brought out those colors. So I'm quite hopeful. So the first thing that I like to do is just remove all the tape. Okay, moment of truth. Here we go. Whoa, it worked. Holy cow. Oh, y'all check that out. There's a little bit here where I must not have gotten it, all the way down on the mug, but that's okay. Let me zoom in for you. This is amazing. Okay, check that out. So you can see my monogram. And it looks great with the frost coming through the monogram, which is what I wanted. And oh my gosh, these colors are so vibrant. This really worked. Now again, this was quite a long coloring process. You absolutely do not have to do this, coloring deal, especially if you're mass producing these for any reason. But I will just say that the Black Botanicals is a gorgeous infusible ink sheet. And if you're wanting just to zhuzh it up a little bit, there you go. So that worked really, really well. This is absolutely amazing. This is not microwave safe or dishwasher safe, the frosted ones from Hobby Lobby. So it's hand wash only, even though it's sublimation. So I'm not sure why it's not microwave safe, but just so you know, okay, the frosted ones from Hobby Lobby are food safe, but you cannot put them in their microwave. And they've said to hand wash only. So this is wonderful. I love this. Well, I hope you found this tutorial was informative and definitely inspiring to get out your supplies, try new things, and just see what happens. You sometimes are pleasantly surprised. I am so pleased with how this came out. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And until I see you in the next card or craft, as always, have an amazing day and happy crafting.
Thank you all so much for watching today. I'm so glad that you can join me at my craft table. If you're not already, I'd love to have you as a subscriber, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. That way you'll know when new videos arrive. Have a great day, and as always, happy crafting.